Hello, yes, I am back. I am back feeling slightly better, but who cares about that? Because the great mighty Tigers had a good win on the weekend. So let's break it down. We'll talk about a few key moments, and we'll talk about some players, some statistics afterwards to see how we went. But as you guys probably followed me, if you do follow me on Twitter, I had 3 takeaways. I thought the young core of Richmond is showing up quite well. Jonty Fall, Sam Banks, Tyler Sonsie was good, Aussierules Jr., Seth Campbell was good before he went down with a concussion. I was loving to see the young players stepped up. Now, senior players did stand up, but it was good to see young players stand up, which made me really happy to see that. I think if this would be my other takeaway would be this could have been, it looks like maybe a Aussierules breakout game and a Sonsie breakout game. What do I mean by a breakout game? It felt like Aussierules Junior can now turn around and say, look, this is how I need to play every week. This is what you all can see. This is what you should be expecting of me. Look, he's not going to have that insane chase down tackle because look, we can talk about that. That was an insane chase down tackle. It's not often you see that, especially considering how far he started back. I think a few people had made a comment that he started 10 metres back, 30 metres back. I think you look at the camera, it looked like a nearly 40, 50 metre distance that you had to cover. And he got him and he did that giant lunge. You know, what are the chances are you dive with that lunge as he did and get both hands on a jumper to bring him down. So that is credit to him. Adam Uze and Jack Ross both said after the game that they lifted off his tackle and his pressure. So as you can see that he's a bit of the barometer for the club when he's up and firing, he's going well. What I mean by Tyler Sonsie about breakout game was, for me, we had questioned Tyler Sonsie on his hardness for the ball. Never questioned his foot skills and his ability to play football. It was that we had issues with him in that moment where when you need to go for the ball and get that hard ball and hit hard and hit that pack. We could say we saw many a times where we didn't see Sonsie do that, and we wanted to see that. We thought that's the next milestone for Sonsie in his career if he wants to stay at playing AFL. And there was 3 or 4 pack times where he just went at it. He didn't mark it every time, but he brought it to ground. He halved the contest. And it was good to see him putting his head down and going. The other takeaway is the game plan. I know we probably only saw it for a quarter in that third. When the foot skills, we were actually hitting our targets and making more moves. You can see that Ooze has decided to make a few different decisions. So this is going down on Adam Ooze's coaching. I think he definitely out coached Mini. We're both clubs are at the same stage at a rebuild. We're struggling, but I think Ooze definitely out coached him. He just found a way to make it harder for West Coast to get the ball, and the tactical decisions of moving Tim Taranto and Hopper forward at times. I'd been asking it for a while. I think we needed to do it because we need to kick scoring and we need more leadership down there. You guys would probably know that I've harped on that a few times, that Taranto and Hopper used to do it in their days in the Giants and they were very good at it. It's what made the Giants so dangerous, and is what made Richmond want Taranto so much, is that he can go forward, he can kick a goal or two, and he just kicked 3 in the weekend, so definitely gets 3 Brownlow votes for sure. Definitely. But he made the decision, Ooze, to throw a Aussierules, Seth Campbell, those players, and a Tyler Sonsie in the middle. So I applaud the decision of making those calls, which they need to be done, but he finally did do them. That makes me quite happy. Just a few key takeaways. If you guys could, in the comments below, please leave your key takeaways from the game and what you liked about what we did. Obviously, we died off for a little bit here and there, but they were bound to have their pushback. I think I was just excited to hope that maybe we had another third quarter, but did in the fourth. But we did crack the 100-point system. First time since, I think they said it was round 23 in 2023. The first time Richmond has cracked over 100 points. First back-to-back wins since 2023 as well. Probably just shows you that how much we dropped off in 1 year from 2023 and then 2024. So, which doesn't surprise me, the amount of experience we lost. But this win, in my opinion, it gives players a bit more of a boost in confidence. So your players like Taj Houghton, who've played 2 games now, Luke Trainer, Tom Sims, Jonty Fall. I think he should walk away with a big confidence boost, especially after how he played. I think he really put his hand up and turned around to tell people, look, I might miss a couple of goals, but I'm going to make them. If not, I'm going to take you down. So, obviously, the only other sad news we can say came out of this game was Seth Campbell got a concussion. Sorry, guys. Really sucks that Seth Campbell went down with a concussion. He was playing like a house on fire. He will be missed against Collingwood next week. I think Steely Green probably comes in for him. I know there was talk about them having like a practice training game or something like that on the weekend. I think maybe it's today, but I don't know whether that's going to be enough to bring someone like Jasper Alger in. And I think Steely Green will bring that pressure anyway. So I think he comes in. He's got some runs on the belt on the VFL. So I just thought I'll do some players. I won't go through every single player. I think that's just probably taking too long when I normally used to do it. Go through a few key players, maybe the key players that I think changed it. Maybe the players that didn't have a giant statistic game, but what they did in that game, it is a big impact. So we'll just start with the top, probably the top 2 or 3, just because how well they played anyway. Jacob Hopper had 2 goals, 33 disposals. He had 13 kicks, 20 handballs, 6 marks, 4 tackles, and 8 clearances. 1 goal assist. And he was actually tied for us for metres gained at 442. Now, I've been saying this for a few of the game reviews that, our midfield guys can't be sitting in that low 200s. It just means they're just chipping it around or they're going backwards too much more than forward. It's good to see he got up there. He played 85% time on ground. You could probably say, it's hard to say because he's probably one of his better games. He seems to have his legs back under him. I know he's been with us for 2 years and it's probably been 2 years of injury riddled. We're seeing why we actually originally recruited Hopper, what he was when he was at the Giants. He's just a running machine, a bull. Loves to try and sell the candy, but yeah, very, very impressive performance from him. It's hard to pick between him and Taranto, who'd be best on, because they both played like a jet. So, Taranto, he kicked 3 goals, 1. He definitely wanted that 4th goal. You definitely see, I think would have been a career high if he had kicked 4. Definitely looked like at the end he was just trying to find his way down there to get that 4th goal. He had 30 disposals, 15 kicks, 15 handballs, 5 marks, 4 tackles, 7 clearances, and he had 425 metres gained, which is great, which is what I want to see from the midfields. I think Taranto going forward, it's not a fail-safe, but I think it is a way to get younger players to go into the middle for us, because we do need to experiment with some speed, but also B, it allows Taranto to go forward, to be crafty and kick a couple of goals. It helps him, gives him reward for the effort that they've been doing, Taranto and Hopper, about running all these CBAs by themselves. And at the same time, it takes pressure off like I say, Jonty Fall. How much difference was it now that when Hopper and Taranto are kicking goals, the backline now has to worry about a full midfield coming in and playing a midfield role and dominating. So we don't have Sam Lawler down there to do that, so you had to find some sort of replacement. So, Jack Ross, that's my other one of the mentions. I'll say Jack Ross because he also tagged Harley Reid. So I think half-time Harley Reid had 20 disposals. He ended up, I think it was 27 or 28 after half-time. So Jack Ross himself had got, 25 disposals, 9 kicks, 16 handballs, 6 marks, 9 tackles, 5 clearances, and then also kept Harley Reid pretty much to 2 goals and 8 disposals and a half, which is quite good. I think he found his a secret weapon behind him as well, because it's not just the whole. Jack Ross even said it himself when he had his interview after the game. It's not just about him shutting down the player. That player takes him to the ball, and he puts him in spots where he doesn't normally get to go. And Jack Ross has a really good overhead capability of marking the ball. So it also means he takes away that player's aerial ability. Jack Ross is a bit of a man-child. I know he's only 24, but he has that man-child body, so he's also powerful as well. Not super fast. I don't think it would work on someone who's like a Connor Rozee, where the speed is just insane. But Dacos has some good speed, but I think he'll be doing Dacos' job next week as well. Look, I gave a shout out to Tyler Sunzi, but I will do it again. He had 1 goal, 21 disposals, 13 kicks, 8 handballs, 4 marks, 2 tackles, 2 clearances, 1 goal assist, 333 metres gained. Like I said, I think it's his breakout game. Look, he doesn't have to have the 21 disposals and a goal a game, but it's the way he played. That's what now needs to be consistently done for the rest of the year, in my opinion. I think Toby Nankervis needs a shout out. 1 goal, 17 disposals, 11 kicks, 6 handballs, 4 marks, 6 tackles. It's good to see that his tackle count's back up again. I think when he's tackling, the club seems to be a lot tougher. 4 clearances. I'd say Taylor Young had another good game. He had 14 disposals, 12 of them were kicks. So 2 handballs, 8 marks, 1 clearance. No tackles, but I don't think the problem is he didn't have to tackle, because he just kept marking him and the ball never went to ground when he went near it. So, then on my last, probably I'll just do one more person, and I would probably go Jonty Fall. 2 goals, 2. It's his first time he's actually kicked multiple goals in a game. It's good reward for effort, because we can't ever deny that Jonty Fall gives 110% effort. Out of his 11 disposals, he had 7 kicks, 4 handballs, 4 marks, 1 tackle, 3 goal assists as well. So he kicked 2, and he assisted in 3 other goals. So, look, that's really impressive. Obviously, you could probably bring up Aussierules Jr., considering it says he only had 13 disposals. It definitely felt like he had way more impact than 13 disposals. It says he only had 1 goal assist. I think we could probably all agree he had more than 1 goal assist in our eyes. He probably had 3 or 4. And that makes me quite happy he deserves that shout out as well. I think they both do. Or most of these players have. These are the ones I would say probably stood out the most to me. So, now we'll go straight on to some stats. Probably won't do too many over glaring ones. Look, that doesn't make any sense. A few of these stats won't make much sense, but free kicks, we can talk about the free kicks. They weren't great. 50 metres, I think the AFL needs to work on those. A few of them were nowhere near for both clubs, not just being favourite towards Richmond. Some of them were pretty disgusting. That definitely did not need to be. A few free kicks in general didn't need to happen. Those down the field ones, especially like when Toby Nankervis bumped Harley Reid as he was kicking the ball, which you're allowed to do. Free kick. Seth Campbell, I think Harley Reid definitely tried to milk that Seth Campbell little shove. He did not shove him that hard to make him fall over that much. It's just milking it. I think this week he gave away 1 free kick. It definitely felt like to me the AFL was trying to protect him. So I did get some concern. I did have some concerns during the game, and we tied it up a little bit near the end. But look, I really thought we would win hitouts. So we had 37 to their 45. That's way above their season average. They're normally 34, so they had 11 more, which was shocking considering their ruckman isn't a known superstar. I think that comes to where we had Sims in the ruck, and they were just flat out bullying him. I give him Sims the effort. He's giving effort every single day of the week, but he's just not big enough yet. His body's not quite up. We lost centre clearances. We won stoppages. At one stage, we were winning, and we were winning comfortably, but we were losing a lot of these stats, which we shouldn't. It's good to see we also won contested and uncontested possessions. Turnovers was 50 to 70 their way, which is good. Their marking, which was obviously it was quite a high marking game in totality. So we averaged 87. We had 103. They averaged 75. They had 107. So it shows you when the ball wasn't flying around, there was a lot of this kicking around and switching, which we did do more of this week, which I like. Don't have to do 1,000 switches, but it's good to see that every now and then that we are willing to pull the trigger and make a switch, because we've always seemed to not wanting to do it. So marks inside 50 was 13 to 12, which is good to see they're up for us. Considering, sometimes we've done inside 50 marking, we've done none. So contested marks we won, goals, tackles we had inside 50, which was 10 to 8. So it's above our season average, which is good because we've had another few things we're improving on is prior, I think it was like 2 weeks ago against Bulldogs, I think we had like 2 tackles inside 50, which is not good. I know they were pumping us. But we've got to keep that pressure in, and we've got to find a way to keep that ball inside 50. And obviously today we did a lot better. Well, last night, sorry. So, look, that's probably going to be it for this video. I'm trying not to ramble on too long. It's just a quick breakdown of the game. You can probably give a shout out. Shout out to everyone who messaged me or replied to my post about being crook. I have been out of it for over a week. Whole theme has been crook. I really do appreciate the support. And love you guys have given me whilst I've been off. I will be back more often now. Still not 100% as you can hear my voice, but I will be back making more content again. Love you guys all. Please, if you could, hit that subscribe and like button, and also go Tigers and stay safe.